Beloved, I began talking to us last night about running the race of life, and we realized last night that this whole text from 1 Corinthians chapter 9 was scripted by the Apostle Paul after he had taken a closer look at the Corinthian games. And I made you to understand last night that the Corinthian games was only next to the Olympics. Corinthian games was staged every 3 years. And for the participant, you needed to take an oath that you are going to practice for 10 months. And that you're not going to allow any infringement, any tactics, any gimmicks. Those days they were not steroids. And they would have told you that make sure you don't use any drugs. Make sure you run according to the rules. And for those that emerged winners, they were blessed with certain privileges. Number one, your name was mentioned in the village and in the city. Your name was so pronounced, your hometown will be mentioned, and people will know where you come from. Anytime that your village is mentioned, it brings honor because of you. Can you imagine that because of you, your whole village is now known? For some of us, our villages are not even yet on the map. But beloved, the day you begin to achieve something great, I'm telling you, you're going to ask, where does it come from? They will locate your hometown on the map. Hallelujah. Apart from that, they will always put you in a place of prominence. And I told you, it's just like back in Ghana those days when you sit in a trotro, we sit in a bus, and then they will reserve the front seat for the respected. If you made a mistake and you sat at the front seat, just pray that no bookman appears. The moment the bookman appears, then they have to relocate you. The Bible makes us understand that that's why when you go into a place, always take the back seat. You understand? So that they will bring you forward. Can you imagine you just came in and then you just took the front seat? You just came in and took the front seat, and then not too long, some prominent people start coming in. Can you just take your bag with me? And come with me. And if they want to honor you, they will put you at the second seat. The second row. But when more prominent people start coming, is that which is better? For you to go to the back, so they will bring you forward. Or for you to be in front, and they will take you backwards. But if you can participate in the Corinthian games, you are sure that your place will be secured in the front. Hallelujah. Apart from that, your children have free education. Free education. Apart from that, you were free from paying taxes. And I told you last night, if you are working in America and like the sound says no tax, if you knew of any store here that they don't pay tax, I know you like going to that store. Nobody enjoys paying taxes. You'll be free from that. Right? And then you were exempt from military duties for the rest of your life. And then no circumstances will later you rise up and go to any Iraq or Afghanistan, because you ran your race very well. These are earthly benefits. But you and I understand the race that we are running is not of this world. Our race has eternal value. Our race is for heaven. Tell somebody, my race is for heaven. You see, many of us feel so disappointed in life because for some reason somebody didn't recognize you. Somebody didn't mention your name. And you're so peeved. You have contributed so much to the ministry and yet you are not recognized. Let me announce to you, this world is not your own. You are only passing by. You are just going through it. This is not your destination. In fact, this is not where you are coming to. I read a story about a great missionary who went into China many years ago. He labored and labored and labored and labored in China. And when he was finally coming home, there was on board the same ship a U.S. Army general. Guess what? When he got to the port, there was the 21-gun salute. There was the contingents. There were the battalions that were waiting to salute this general. He came out of the ship in honor because he went to the battlefield and was coming home with honors. As a matter of fact, they had to put a blockade. Like when you're on the plane, you realize that when the plane stops and we're coming down, they ask those of us in the economy to wait and allow those in the business class and the first class to come out first, right? That's what happened that day. They made sure that there was such an important figure in the ship, and so everyone else must wait until he came out. And while they were giving him the honor, this great missionary also stepped out of the ship, and nobody even recognized that he was there. He sneaked out, and nobody saw him. And while he was on his way home, he began to shed tears. He said, God, look at what just happened. All the labors that I gave to you in China, Eben came and nobody recognized me. And then the Lord spoke to him and said, they recognize him because he has just finished his duties and come home. And you are not yet at home. Amen. You haven't come home yet. When you finish your race and you come home, it will not be a 21-gun salute waiting for you. The whole of heaven. The whole of heaven. I said the whole of heaven. The angels in heaven. Even Jesus Christ himself will stand. That makes us to understand, beloved, that Jesus is sitting at the right hand side of the Father, making intercession for us. But we remember in the book of Acts, when Stephen had run his race, when Stephen had defended the faith, when Stephen stood for the kingdom, when Stephen refused to bow, when Stephen decided to go by the direction of the Lord, and he was stoned to death, Bible said the Lord opened his eyes, and Stephen said, I see the Son of Man standing at the right hand side of the Father. Jesus, who the Bible says is ever seated interceding for us, for Stephen running his race, the Lord had to stand up for him. May the Lord stand up for you one day. May the Lord stand up for you after you have run your race, after you have said with Paul, I've run my race, I've finished my course, I've defended the faith, and now there is a righteous crown that is waiting for me. Beloved, this thing is not fake. This thing is not temporal. This thing is eternal. Let us understand what race we are running. There are many that run, but the Bible says that it is only one that gets the crown. You must run to win. Don't just run. Know where you are running to.